Welcome back, comrades. Today I wanted to talk about compromise. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a little war of words going on between Mark Levin and Glenn Beck, and it's about it's really about the worries both of these people have about dividing the party, dividing the conservatives rather, dividing the Tea Party movement. And the fact that Glenn Beck criticized the Republicans at the CPAC, which I'm all for, definitely. If you think that where we are today is just because of the Democrats, you're sadly mistaken. It's because of the progressive movement, which has infiltrated both parties, the Republican and the Democratic side. Okay, that's where the word compromise comes in, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Mark Levin is just willing to, he just wants R's in there immediately. I mean, and I see his urgency because that is key. We need R's in there. R's are independents. But the thing is when you get an independent running, you split the vote and Democrats win. And everybody knows that. You can't split the vote. You can't divide the conservatives and think you're going to win. Think you're going to put an R or an I, because what's going to happen, you're going to put a D. And that's the key. And Mark Levin knows that. But the thing is that what Mark Levin doesn't understand is that Glenn knows what he's talking about, what Mark Levin is talking about. Glenn believes the same way. It's just Glenn is trying to keep the Tea Partiers focused on the candidates, to sniff out any sign of progressivism in that candidate, and to reject that candidate and immediately, to get another candidate in there that can be conservative without being progressive. Do you understand? The reason is because of compromise. If you look at Scott Brown just recently, the Tea Party movement backed him. And what did he do? He voted for a jobs bill. Do you understand? He voted for a jobs bill that every conservative knows doesn't create jobs in the United States of America. What creates jobs is cutting taxes, cutting spending, lifting regulations. We all know that. That's common sense. But he voted for a jobs bill. Do you understand? Which is just a ploy to spend more money, to create more deficit, to hasten the fall of capitalism. And that's the bottom line. And Scott Brown voted for it. And so did Susan Collins here in Maine. And she's out of here. You understand? She will be gone. And Scott Brown is a traitor. He's a progressive. You understand? See, it's all about compromise, and that's the deal. And if you are a conservative, conservatism is based on principles, and you cannot compromise on your principles. Okay, listen, the progressive movement relies on compromising. Okay, listen to this. This is from Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. He has a segment on here about compromise. Excuse me. Compromise is another word that carries shades of weakness, vacillation, betrayal of ideals, surrender of moral principles. In the old culture, when virginity was a virtue, one referred to a woman's being compromised. The word is generally regarded as ethically unsavory and ugly. But to the organizer, compromise is a key and a beautiful word. It is always present in the pragmatics of operation. It is making the deal, getting that vital breather, usually the victory. If you start with nothing, demand 100%, then compromise for 30%, you're 30% ahead. You understand? That's incrementalism. What they're pushing for, they're going to get. Single payer, they're going to get. Barack Obama came out with his 11-page grocery list the other day. Single payer wasn't on it. But do you understand? He's compromising that one issue. And that bill is worse than both the other bills put together. But see, he puts forth 100%. To get 30%, because it's all about kicking in the door and setting up the structure for what he will get eventually through compromise. Do you understand that? They asked for 100%. they'll compromise for 30. But when the conservatives fight against it, they say to the public, look, we're willing to work with the Republicans, but they are not willing to compromise. They are not willing to work with us. They are the party of no. What they're offering, they don't have the right to offer. Can you not understand that? They're offering the American people what they don't have the right to offer them, which is something that they do not have the power to give. In the Constitution, they don't have the power to do this and the right. They're forcing a democracy. Do you understand? The mob rule. And the funny thing is they say that the American people, majority of the American people want that when that is wrong. But they're creating a false democracy, a false mob rule. The people want it. The people want it. The Republicans are standing in our way. We will do anything. Our ends justify the means. Now they're going to try to do 51. They're going to pull the nuclear option here. Do you understand? And they're going to tell you, it's been used before, but nothing for this big, nothing this big, nothing that is unconstitutional, that the people have rejected wholeheartedly. Compromise. You can't compromise. Because every time you compromise, you lose ground and they gain ground. They win. It's one step closer to what they want. There will be no compromise. For the next 3 years of Barack Obama's administration, every single policy, every single plan, every single bill that he wants to put through has to be vigorously fought against and rejected. Do you understand? Do not compromise. You cannot compromise your principles because in the end you will lose. And this country will lose. God bless America.